Hi, come on in.
Citizens Advice Scotland oversee a network of 59 bureaus, all independent charities. They offer advice and information to those in Scotland struggling with any number of issues. Across every part of Scotland, every bureau hires volunteers from local communities to add to their workforce, which can also add a strengthened understanding of local issues. With this in mind, we can hear from some volunteers at our office about their jobs and what interested them in becoming a volunteer.
So what was it initially that attracted you towards volunteering?
Well, I hadn't worked for quite some time, so and I had small children at home, so it was actually to get back into work. But also the bit with volunteering is it was so flexible that it would fit in with my other commitments. But also I really like helping people, and that you actually, it's really rewarding that you might have someone who comes in with a problem and that you actually not know how to solve it, but you know what steps can be taken to solve it, and so you can provide that advice. So it's really rewarding from that point of view.
Well, I suppose I was fortunate in that I had some spare time. I wasn't in full-time employment anymore, and I thought it would be an opportunity to give something back to society to help other people. So that was really it. I have to say another factor was it was very local. I'm staying in West Hill myself, and so it's very close to home, so it saved the dreaded commute into town.
The CAST network has grown substantially since its inception in 1939 and has always been a volunteer-led organisation. With this in mind, people may well have a good understanding of the Bureau before they apply to volunteer. We can hear from the ones here on their knowledge prior to taking the volunteering plunge.
So what did you know about the Citizens Advice Bureau before you applied?
What happened was, because I was at the time working with Aberdeen International Centre, I had quite a few clients needed further advice, so I needed to do some research. So, meantime, I found out one of my friends who was working in here. She advised that I would be kind of very much beneficial to Citizens Advice Bureau, knowing a little bit of the immigrant side of the story. So that's how I started to learn from her. Beforehand, I came to Citizens Advice Bureau, so I knew what Citizens Advice Bureau was doing before I actually joined as a volunteer here.
I just was looking for somewhere to volunteer, so I looked at their website and saw the various things that they did, and I was quite interested to ask if I could join them.
Well, I trained as a solicitor originally, so I knew quite a bit about what they did and what services they offered. And I know people who have used both this bureau and the bureau in the city centre.
I'd actually once used them in the past. I'd had an employment issue and I didn't really know what to do or who to turn to, and I looked at the Citizens Advice and spoke to somebody, and they were so helpful. It was great, and I thought, wow, this is a really, really good service.
The training process for becoming a volunteer advisor at the Bureau is comprehensive. Volunteers may have previous relevant skills to apply in their advisor role, but which skills do volunteers feel are the most important?
So what would you feel is the most crucial skill for a volunteer advisor to have?
I think probably, just from my experience so far, because I've only been a volunteer advisor since about last October, but I would say from my experience, trying to be a good listener, and I'm quite surprised. What's been a real surprise to me is just like how complicated some of the issues are that people come and need to speak about and want advice about.
A good listening ear, being able to empathise with people and being non-judgmental.
Well, patience and a listening ear. You need to be able to listen to to different people's stories.
Volunteers will learn on their training course and work together to create a friendly working environment. We can hear from the advisors themselves about the training process and their experience of it.
So tell us just a little bit about what the training process for becoming a volunteer here was like.
Right, I'm going to have to qualify this first by saying it's a little while since I trained as an advisor, so the training has changed quite a lot since I was trained. The things that are constant about it are it's pretty intensive and it's very in-depth. And the other thing I'd have to say is it takes a lot of time to get through it. But you can do it online now, but even then it's quite a lot of time you're going to be spending learning about the job.
So the training process has changed down the years. At the moment, our volunteers start with online training through a Zoom program. Then they come into the Bureau and they do some face-to-face training with some of our specialist advisors.
So at the time of training, I found it was intensive, but at the same time meeting up with the other people, other volunteers, the potential volunteers, it was very helpful. And it took me 9 months, but now when I look back, that was very important period because the face-to-face with research and so on, even though I found that it was intensive at the time, but it is really, really worthwhile going through the basic training.
Working at the Bureau and helping local people with any struggles they have can be extremely rewarding. We can hear from our volunteers about what it is that they enjoy the most about volunteering.
So what is it that you enjoy the most about volunteering?
It's very sociable and it's a really nice place to volunteer because everyone's so friendly and you're kind of meeting the same folk every week, because I think most of the volunteers come in one day a week and we tend to come in the same day every week, so it's a very kind of welcoming and friendly place to be.
I like meeting people, but I also like being able to assist them with things that they can't do because perhaps they don't have computers or that at home, and they don't know what to do with applications, etc.
I actually enjoy the number one is that I'm now retired, but having some regularity in my life, that's number one. Number two is that meeting or hearing from clients' issue and making them happy, and also if financially they are deprived, helping them to be independent or getting some financial support, and eventually their outcome is the one that I feel very happy about it.
Oh, I think the thing I enjoy most is the helping people and seeing the gratitude when you come up with options for them or a way forward, and that's really very satisfying.
Or that no 2 days are the same, like there's always something new coming in the door. There's obviously the rewarding work of actually getting out of the house and learning these new skills, but you actually might make a difference to somebody. Might not solve their problem, but you'll hopefully make the situation a little bit better.
I think it was meeting the clients, helping the clients, getting some sort of resolution for them so they were happy clients, and meeting the other volunteers, because I've been really lucky. They're a really great bunch of people and a great team to work with. That's just a bit about our volunteer advisors and the excellent volunteers we have at our office in West Hill. If you think volunteering is something you would be interested in, please consider applying to us or any of your local Citizens Advice Bureau. We have volunteers in many roles, including admin, reception, social media and trustees, as well as advisors. Thank you.